of cushions. Make yourself just comfortable for a moment. So we are gonna stay seated for a little bit. So just get comfortable wherever that's cross-legged or having your foot up slightly resting on your calf. You can almost sort of take a half lotus. Sometimes that's quite nice. And just settle in for a moment. So close your eyes. Arrive in this position. Arrive on your mat. And more importantly, arrive in your body. Your lovely, precious body, our vehicle that allows us to do all the things that we can do. Sometimes, depending on how we feel and how the day's been or how we've slept, all those things become they have an impact on how our body is or on how we feel mentally. So just take a moment just to tune in to how you feel. And then, as always, bringing your awareness to your breath. Just start to have a little bit more length through the spine. Notice if you're leaning forward, maybe just sit back a little bit so you can feel those sit bones. Head over heart and heart over pelvis. Just take a moment for that inner gratitude. Gratitude for who you are, for all the things that make you unique. Sometimes we see those as flaws, but actually, without them, we'd just be like everybody else. So embrace that uniqueness, embrace your flaws. They're what make us who we are. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the face. Take one more breath here. And then open your eyes slowly. And before we move, so you can adjust your legs if you need to, we're just going to come into a little breathing practice. Now, this is a practice that I actually use a lot with children. Okay, so we call it like the finger breath or the hand breath. But it's a really nice practice to do as adults. And what we do is that we have our hands and we have our fingers. Okay, and you can choose which finger you'd like to use on your right hand. And I would like us to have our left hand in front of us. Your palm can face you. Either index finger or middle finger, you're going to use it to trace up the outside of your thumb. I'm just going to come a little bit closer. So you're going to use it to trace up the thumb as we breathe in, and then down the inside as we breathe out. Then we go up the index finger, and as we go down, we breathe out. And we continue this all the way, just moving with our natural breath all the way to the end. And as we come down the end, making sure that we do trace from the little finger all the way down. So that's like our spine in reflexology and things. We you have these different points. And as you come down here, then come to the center of your hand and just give a little bit of a circular movement here. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times, and then we're going to switch and do it on the other hand. Okay, so just making sure that you're nice and comfortable. You can start with your eyes open if you want to, but it's quite simple, so maybe straight away you settle in. Choose which finger you decide to start with. If you decide to do right hand first, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But we're going to trace the fingers, inhaling, moving up, exhaling, moving down, all the way to the end, coming into the palm, and then we're going to repeat that again. So when you're ready, I will start first of all, and then you continue with your own breath. So inhale, tracing up the outside of the thumb. Exhale, going down, and continue. And you trace down to the wrist, coming to your palm. Maybe use your thumb to just do a couple of circles in a clockwise direction. And when you're ready, you can go back and continue that breath. And once more. When you finish that 3rd cycle, maybe you've already moved on to the other hand. If not, when you finish, get ready, and we're going to repeat on the other side. So getting those circles in the hand. And one more. And finished. Just take a moment, bring your palms to touch, and then resting your left hand on the bottom, right hand on top. Just bring them into your lap. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then slowly releasing. From here, I'm just going to move the cushions out of the way. We're going to come down to lie on our backs. So just come down straight away, feel the spine on the floor. Bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Hands down by your side. And hopefully your breath is Maintain that softness. Nice, slow, calm breath. Tap back into the breath here. So reconnect. The next time you exhale, just drawing the pelvis up slightly so you can feel the lower back on the mat. And then inhale, lifting the hips and the arms. Maybe you can lift the arms all the way up behind the head, lifting the hips, getting a full stretch here. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, start to bring the arms back and then lower the hips down. 2 more times. Lower back comes to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale to stay. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands back, bringing the hips back down to the ground. Lower back comes to the floor. Inhale, reach, reaching the hips, reaching the arms. Take another breath here. Exhale, lower the arms and lower the hips. Bringing the hands to the floor, bringing the knees in towards the chest, the feet lift. You can keep the hands on the floor, just gently rock side to side. You can take the hands a little bit wider, getting a little bit of movement in through the spine. And then allowing the knees to fall all the way over towards the left. Extend that top leg out so the right leg comes out. Maybe your left hand can reach hold of that foot. Maybe it can hold on to the big toe. Start to lengthen through this side and then turn your head towards the right. Breathing deep. Bending into this right knee, rolling all the way back. The left foot stays on the ground. From here, you're going to switch the clasp of the foot. So your right fingers, maybe you can hold on to the foot or the big toe. Left hand comes down towards the hip or the floor. Push the right sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Take a full stretch here. Bend into the knee, drawing this right knee out now towards the armpit area. And if you want to, you can come into a happy baby sort of grip of the foot here, if holding onto the big toe is too much. You can hold here and just start to open this right knee out towards the right side, towards the armpit, maybe a little bit wider. And then from here, again, we're going to switch. So we're going to release the right hand, keeping this right knee bent, and just again rolling the knees over towards the left, and again coming into this stretch. This time maintaining this bent knee here. Breathing deep. And slowly roll it back through center. Leveling out the hips, straightening through, bringing the knees in towards the chest. You can rock from side to side, then release the hands down. And when you're ready, allow the knees to fall towards the right. From here, extend that left leg, maybe holding on with the right hand, holding on to the foot or the big toe, taking a full stretch here into the hip, into the back of the leg, and you can turn your head to the opposite direction. Breathing into this spinal stretch. And then slowly bend into this knee to come all the way back round. The right foot comes to the floor. Send that left foot up high, switch the clasp. Right hand comes down to the right hip or to the floor. Take a breath. You're pushing that sole of that left foot up towards the ceiling. Feel free to close your eyes and be guided by my voice. And then start to bend into that left knee, drawing that left knee out and down, sole of the foot still reaching up towards the ceiling. If holding on to that big toe again is too much, hold on to the outside edge of that foot. For me, it feels nicer holding on to the edge. I like to live on the edge. So just take a moment here, just breathe into that hip. Notice how one side feels different compared to the other. Relax through the shoulders, through the face. And then we're going to come back over into this twist. So as we start to come over, you can bring the right hand over to the left knee, left hand comes out, and just allow the knees again to fold over towards the right, keeping those legs bent now. You can turn your gaze to the other side. One more breath. And then slowly coming back through center. Hugging the knees in, and lifting the head up towards the knees. Maybe holding on to the outside edge of the feet, plugging those knees in a little bit closer towards the face, thighs towards the chest. Take a full breath, pushing into the soles of the feet. And then lowering the head down, either staying here and just lifting one leg, see if you can start to straighten. It might be that you can only keep it bent here. Maybe you're holding on to the shin, the calf. Maybe you can start to straighten through this side. And then bend into that one, straighten through the other. Or maybe you can straighten through both. Pushing the soles, the feet up towards the ceiling. Gently pulling down with the hands. You have a little bit of resistance. Again, you can hold on to the calves, to the back of the calves, to the back of the thighs. Maybe this is more comfortable for you than holding on up here. Take one more breath. And then bending the knees, bringing your hands to either the back of the thighs or cross the feet over. Bring your hands to the inside of that cross of the feet. Hold on to the outside of the feet. And we'll start to rock and roll. So we straighten and then bend, straighten and bend. If you've got your legs out long, holding on to the back of the thighs, do this a few times. Get a nice massage for the lower back. And then coming all the way up. Take a breath. Remain seated. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Hold on to the back of the thighs. Open up through the chest. Keep those feet lifted just for a moment. And then tapping the right toe down and lifting. Tapping the left toe down and lifting. We're just going to do that a few times. You can lean back a little bit if you want to activate the core a little bit here. But feel free, if you want to sit up a little bit taller, then you can. Just getting some movement, building a little bit of strength here. And then pause, bring both feet up. Push into the balls of the feet. Release the hands, just breathe, take one breath. Exhale, release, crossing the feet, coming over all the way onto hands and knees. And from here, just take a moment, taking the hands a little bit wider this evening, the knees a little bit wider, coming into a wide cat and cow. So from here, anchor, navel draws in, find that space, that breadth between the shoulders. So just notice, imagine they're drawing from left to right. They're drawing down the spine. When you're ready, inhaling, looking forwards, maybe looking up. Exhale, rounding through, really tucking that tailbone, chin in towards the chest, looking back towards the thighs. Continue clawing through those fingertips, moving with the breath. Do one more cycle of breath here. Coming back to this tabletop position. And then just take the hands a little bit further forward, maybe a little bit wider. And I want you to bring the hips almost towards the floor and then spin them over towards the right, moving really slow here. And then bringing them back through center, over towards the left and coming forward. So you can bend your elbows as much as you need to move through this circular movement. A bit like a circular cat and cow. Decide how far you want to drop those hips down. Close your eyes. Find that breath, connecting breath and body together. Next time you come forward, almost like you're swaying, and then take it the other way. Reverse that circle. Always reminds me when you reverse, it always reminds me of the fairground ride. I think it's called like the Terminator or something, where it starts off in a circle and then it pauses at the top and then suddenly it drops the other way. Don't know why, it's not very yogic, but it does totally remind me of being at the fair, which is happy memories, so that's good. And then the next time you come forward, pause. So like you're in a sort of modified plank, you're on your knees, gazing down. So we're not sort of pushing up through the arms are further forward. Take a breath here. Then start to look up, maybe drop the pelvis down a little bit more, coming into an upward facing dog. You don't have to drop the hips too high, you might still be up a little bit higher here. Gazing forwards. And exhale, just claw through those fingertips, curl the toes under and just peel the hips up, coming into a down dog. Take the feet wide here, as wide as your mat. Same with the hands, you can take a shorter dog stance as well, okay? You might find it takes a little bit the pressure out of the wrists. Take a breath, you can rock the hips from side to side. Lovely. Then bringing the hips back to center, so the feet back to center, so they're hip distance apart. From here, just turn your heels towards the right side. Bend into your right knee, almost like you're bending into your right elbow, and just look under the left arm. So you're straight and through that left leg, straight through the left arm. And then come back to center and switch. So take the heels to the left side, bend into the left knee, Bend into the left elbow and just look underneath the right arm. Come back to center and lower the knees back down. Come onto the top of the feet. You can take the knees wide if you want to, or perhaps this evening, just keeping the knees, the feet together, slowly drawing the hands back and then folding over the thighs, coming into child's pose, Balasana. Allow those shoulders to just drop. Your choice, you can really tuck the chin in here, get a stretch through the neck. You can squeeze and release the hands. Take one more breath. And then slowly rolling up. So coming to kneeling position here. If you want to, you can always bring a cushion underneath the thighs and the calves. It just gives a little bit of height and not so much pressure in the knees. So we're just going to go through a little arm movement here. Okay, so from here, just bring in your hands towards your heart. Close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths, relax through the shoulders. Inhale, pushing your palms away from you so the palms are facing up. Exhale, clenching into the hands as we pull the elbows back. Navel draws back. Inhale away, like you're giving. Exhale, drawing back. Clenching through the fists and receiving. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that going. Navel draws back. A few more. Last one. Release the hands down. Just pause. Staying in this kneeling position, or feel free to come cross-legged. Bringing the right hand down to the earth. Inhale, take the left arm up. And then exhale, reach the left hand forward and bring the navel back towards the spine. So think our cat pose here. Bringing that left hand all the way down. Maybe it touches that right knee. Inhale, reaching up. Open up. Exhale, drawing navel in. Left hand to right knee. Right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, drawing it in. Inhale, reach up. This time reach up with the hands. Then reaching the left arm over towards the right. Stay here. Come up onto the fingertips of this right hand. Maybe you can lift that right hand up to join the left. Relax through the shoulders. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, reach with that right hand. Exhale, the right hand comes forward as you pull the navel back, curling through the spine. Maybe left ear to left shoulder, or you can bring chin to chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, bending in, curling through the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale. Last one. Drawing that navel back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale this time, maybe walking that left hand out a little bit further. Reaching over, coming into our side stretch. Lifting up slightly through that right hand, and then maybe you can lift the left hand up to join the right. Breathing deep. If that's too much, release the hand down. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Interlace the hands. Inhale, reach. Looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Release the hands down. Bring the hands behind your back, interlace, open up through the chest. Exhale, folding forward, folding over the knees. If it's too much with the knees, the hips down on the heels, you can bring the crown of the head to the floor and come up into our hare pose, really lifting the arms up. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. So you might be here, or you might be resting the hips down, stretching through the arms here. So your choice. Take a breath or two. And slowly release the hands. Inhale, looking forwards. If you've got a cushion, remove the cushion out of the way. Walking the knees back. Exhale, lowering the hips all the way down to the ground. Bringing the forehead to the floor. Just take a moment to rock the hips. You can bring the head on top of the hands if you want to. And just get yourself in the center of your mat. Reach your hands forward. Keeping the arms down on the ground. Keeping the forehead where it is. Just inhale, lifting the left leg off the floor. It might not come that high. Anchor through your pelvis. And then exhale, release. Other side. Inhale, start to lift through that right leg, anchor through the pelvis. Just seeing how high that leg will go. And then exhale, lowering it back down. Once more to each side with your breath. Come back to that neutral position. Anchor down through your pelvis. This time you're going to inhale, lift the left leg, lift the right arm. Maybe the head hovers, keeping the gaze down towards the floor. You can use this left hand to anchor if you want to. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower back down. Then just move from side to side with your breath. You don't have to lift up high. You can keep these elbows bent if that's easier, if that works better for you. You can almost cactus the arms and move through that movement. I'm just going to do one more to each side. You might really be starting to feel this now in the hips, in the lower back. And then when you release, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, rolling all the way back up onto the knees. Walk the big toes together, the knees wide, sink those hips back. Bring your hands to the floor. Breathe into your lower back. Bring the elbows down to the ground and the forearms. Take a couple of breaths in this restorative wide child's pose. And again, if this is too much with the hips back here, you can always pad out either side underneath each thigh. You can really start to nurture yourself a little bit more here and using a little bit more height if you want to. So you have those choices, you don't have to. Okay, just finding the breath. Breathing deep. One more breath here. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Walk the knees back underneath the hips. And from here, just step that left foot forward. So straight away here, as always in my classes, just get a little bit of movement here. So just feel how this side feels first of all. How's the hip? You can shift forward and back. You can get a stretch. And then bring that left hand on the inside of the left foot. Walking that left foot out a little bit if you want to, or perhaps just dropping this left shoulder down and bring the left hand onto the in or the outside of that left foot. So you've come underneath this left leg. Anchor down through the top of that right foot. And imagine you're sinking those hips down. So just notice this can feel very different just by placing that left hand on the underneath on the outside. Full breath here. Get some movement in through the knees. If this is too much with this hand, you can bring it back, or you can always just drop this left knee out slightly. Breathing deep. Coming back through center. And then coming back, just seeing if you can come back onto this right leg, but just wrapping this left knee over and then sitting back. So you can either sort of find a little bit of movement in and move this right foot out. So we're simply just coming from here to come and sit back with both legs crossed over. Knees stacking on top of each other as much as you can, holding on to the soles of the feet, roll the shoulders back, open up through the chest. Exhale, just gently start to fold forwards. Maybe your forehead, you can start to round here. Forehead can come to the knees. Maybe the heart comes down. You can always release the hands and hold on to your knees, almost like you're giving yourself a little bit of a hug. Breathing deep, breathing into those hips. And then slowly feeling yourself back up from here. Just send your right leg out long. Your left leg stays crossed over. Your Left foot coming to the ground. Inhale, open up. Take a breath here. Finding that length. Then wrapping that right arm around the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Open up through the chest, coming into this twist. And then coming back round. Lifting this left foot over, bring it on the inside of your, I'll turn this way for a moment, bringing it on the inside of your right thigh or right knee. Have some awareness through this right leg. Inhale, reach. Exhale, folding forwards, navel draws. And you can bend through this knee if you need to come to the foot, to the calf. Wherever you are, just take a moment to lengthen, to stretch. Coming into our head to knee pose. Relaxing through the shoulders. Relaxing through the face, through the back. And then slowly walking the hands back up. And then just gently take a twist to the right. So left hand on the outside of the left knee, the right knee, sorry. Right hand behind you. And then slowly release. We're going to bring the right foot behind us, come back to this all fours position. And from here now we're going to come over onto the other side. So the right leg steps forward, coming into this lunge. Just get a little bit of movement in here. Stretching from left to right, forward and back. Feel free to stay here. This could be more than enough. Or maybe you bring that right hand on the inside. Maybe the palms can come to the floor instead of being on the fingertips. And this might be enough. You can anchor down, really anchor down through the top of this left foot, pushing it into the mat. Getting that stretch in the front of the left thigh. Or maybe dropping that right shoulder down, bringing the right hand underneath the knee, the thigh, bringing it to the outside of that right foot and staying here. And just notice how that shift can change this stretch. You can drop the head or you can open up through your chest. So just depending on what feels better, clawing through those fingertips. And again, you can stay here, or maybe you walk that foot further out, bringing the right hand in, and just allowing that right knee to drop out and open up here. Coming back through center. From here, just shift the hips back just for a moment, getting a stretch in this right leg. And then turning or bringing the left toes in slightly so that you can sit your bottom back and then crossing your right knee over the top of the left. Again, coming into our Gomukhasana or our cow leg pose. So I'll turn to face you a moment. So stacking the feet, you can stacking the knees, you can bring the feet out a little bit wider. Open up. Maybe stay here, maybe keeping the hands, the palms on the sole of the feet. This is a really beautiful connection, almost like that circular mandalas, everything circling back. If you want to, you can start to fold forwards. In and out breath, your choice. And slowly just shift the hips to the left so you can send your left leg out. Your right foot now coming to the outside of this left leg. And just spend a moment sitting up a little bit taller. And then bringing your right hand behind you. You can hug this left knee, right knee, sorry, in with your left hand. Just looking out towards the right side. And then coming back through center, lifting that right foot over now, and then allowing that right knee to fall out. Coming into our head to knee pose, Janurasana. Inhale, open up, take those arms up, find length, anchor down through that left heel, you can still bend the knee. Exhale, just start to reach, find your connection with that left leg. And then folding over, trying to release this right knee down. Breathing deep. Breathing into the lower back, into the hips. And then slowly coming up. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Just gently twist to the left. Come back through center. Just bend into this left knee. Bring it behind you, coming into our mermaid pose. We're just going to finish here before we come down onto our back. So just notice you might want a little bit of space. And if this side doesn't feel okay, then maybe just switch and see how the other side feels. I think this side feels better for me actually. So just take a moment. Hands on the knees. Inhale, open up. Just a brief pause. If this isn't comfortable, you come straight down to your back. Notice how you feel. Bringing the hands behind you. Just allow your legs and your bottom to spin round, and your feet should still sort of remain quite wide. Just lean back into your hands. They can be facing you or they can be facing away. You might want to walk your feet a little bit further away. Just allow a little bit of movement here into the back, into the hips. Just rocking those knees from side to side. And as you do, your feet might naturally start to walk away from you. Okay, and if they do, that's fine, because we're then going to come down to the ground. So if you have your blanket and a cushion, you can have the cushion either for a pillow or you can have it beneath your knees. Depending on how much warmth you need, you can place your blanket over you. And maybe you need to bring those knees in first of all. Do lots of work stretching through into the back and into the hips and the legs this evening. So just notice how they feel. If you need to take any extra movement here, then do. And then come into your restful pose. And that can be anything. If you want to curl over onto your side and come into that fetal position, then you can. Maybe the knees are bent and the feet wide. Maybe take a bit of space wherever you are. Just take a moment, adjust, get comfy. And then tune into your breath. Relaxing through the face, through the shoulders and the elbows. Find that comfort, that warmth, that acceptance. As you breathe, each time you inhale, imagine there's a bright light that's connecting with your heart center. As you breathe in, that bright light gets a little bit brighter. Until the whiteness of that light is encasing your whole body with your breath. As you breathe, that white light gets brighter and brighter. White light shining bright. White light shining bright. You are that white light. Shining bright. When we take this time for ourselves, it's like we're slowly switching on that light within us. We're not switching off. We're turning on. Becoming more aware of who we are, our dharma, our purpose in life. Don't you always know what our dharma is? But if we follow our heart, the truth, it's there to guide us. And we can reach our dharma. We can find that purpose. Just have to listen a little bit harder. Tune in a little bit more. You know deep down things that make you feel good, people that make you feel good, food, the music, the yoga practice, the family, the people that make you feel good. So embrace that. Spend more time doing, being, feeling the things that make us smile. Gives us purpose. You will reach your Dharma. Staying here and noticing the breath. Stay as long as time allows. It's nothing urgent that needs doing. Just be. Be here with yourself. Namaste.
Mm-hmm.